Namaskar everyone. How are you students? I hope you all are well and safe. So students, as you know, we have completed the explanation of chapter number 16, our fundamental rights and duties, and we have also completed the objective types of question in our textbook. So today we are going to do answer the following questions which are given in your writing zone. Okay, we will do this in FNB, so you have to sit with your FNB. Okay, and after seeing this video lecture, you have to complete your question and answer in your FNB properly. Okay, so before starting this chapter, I am going to revise you this chapter. So what did you learn in this chapter? You learned about the fundamental rights and duties. Okay, so you learned that what are fundamental rights, what is the meaning of fundamental rights. You learned that fundamental rights are set of rights that are recognized under the laws of a country to protect their citizens. Okay, and I told you that I told you the importance of fundamental rights. What is the importance of fundamental rights? Actually, these rights are very essential for us. Okay, it is very essential for whole development of citizens of India. Whole development means it is essential for intellectual, moral, and spiritual development of Indian citizens. Okay, and in this chapter you learnt about the fundamental rights. You learned that right and duties goes hand to hand. So we have some duties. Our constitutions gives us some rights, but we have also some duties which is also given in our constitutions. Okay, so what is the meaning of fundamental duties? I told you that fundamental duties means the moral obligation of the people. Okay, what is the meaning of fundamental duties? It is the moral obligation. Moral obligation means the state of having to do something because it is a law or duty, or we can say that because you have promised for it that you will do it. Okay, so fundamental rights are the moral are the moral obligation. Okay, and these help in the promotion of a sense of discipline and commitment toward the nations. Okay, and in this chapter you learned that we have 6 fundamental rights. Okay, and you also learned that right to freedom give us a freedom in 6 areas. And you also learned in this chapter that our constitutions also directed some principles, some policies. Okay, some policies to our state government to work for the people, those who are living in a particular state, which is known as the directive principles of state policies. Okay, so now we will do the question and answer. Okay, so firstly note down your date. Okay, here note down the date and classwork. Okay, and from first line write chapter number, name. Chapter number is 16. Name is our fundamental rights and duties. Okay, and from the next line note down your heading. Answer the following questions. Okay, and from next line note down your question number 1. Okay, when did India obtain freedom? First question is, when did India obtain freedom? Okay, now write your answer. When did India obtain freedom? I told you, and you know, and you also celebrating this day every year. Yes, yes, think about it. Yes, all are thinking. Yes, it is 15th August. Okay, it is 15th August. India obtained freedom on 15th August 1947. Okay, after then every year we celebrate 15th August as our Independence Day. Okay, so done our first answer. Everyone did the first answer. India obtained freedom on 15th August. Okay, now the second question is, what is a constitution? What is a constitution? And I told you, constitution is a set or book or a documents where our rules and regulations are written. Okay, so constitution is a set of laws. Okay, and which are these laws? According which a country governed or ruled. You can also write here ruled. Okay, so constitution is, see here, constitution is a set of laws according to which a country is governed. Okay, now the next question, question number 3, name 6 fundamental rights given to the citizens of India. Given to the citizens of India. So we have 6 fundamental rights. Following are the 6 fundamental rights given the citizens of India. Given to the citizens of India. Okay, so which are the fundamental rights which have given to us by our constitutions? First is right to equality. Okay, right to equality, it means all the people, all the Indian peoples are equal near to law or court, no matter he is or her, he and she is poor or rich, or black or white. Okay, it means every person of India is equal. Okay, now right to freedom. Right to freedom, you learned that right to freedom, the part of right to freedom give us freedom in a 6 areas. Okay, like freedom to speak, freedom to tour in all over India, freedom to work in any part of India, etc. Okay, and the third is right to freedom of religion. In this part, you learned that right to freedom give the guarantee of the Indian citizen that every person is free to practice any religion. Okay, and you learned that cultural and educational right, it means our constitutions also give us the cultural and educational rights. Each and every people can follow its culture. Okay, and they have also the rights of education. And you learned that right against exploitations, it means our constitutions also protect us, okay, with protect us to exploitations. Okay, and right to constitutional remedies, it means we can go to court for our grievances to be solved, as courts protect our rights. Okay, and so these are our 6 fundamental rights. First is right to equality, right to freedom, right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational rights, right against exploitation. Okay, right to constitutional remedies. Okay, now fourth question, we have fourth question, what are 6 freedoms under the right to freedom. What are 6 freedom under the right to freedom? So I told you, and it is also given in your textbook, that following are the 6 freedoms under right to freedom. Our right to freedom give us freedom in 6 areas. First is freedom to speech and expression. It means each and every person of India is free to speech or express their ideas, feelings, etc. Okay, and right to assemble peacefully without weapons. It means all the people of India, or we can say that we have right to hold public meetings. Okay, but in which way? In the peaceful mean, without weapon. Okay, and third area of freedom is right to travel throughout India. Our constitutions also give the right to move or travel or for journey in all over India. Okay, and the next right to freedom is right to choose any occupation. It means our constitutions also give the guarantee that any person of India is free to choose any occupation, business or trade. No one can interfere in this matter. Okay, and next is right to form any unions. Okay, our constitution right to form any unions means our constitutions also guarantees us to form unions. Unions means cooperative societies. Okay, and right to work in any part of India. Our constitutions also give us right to work in any part of India. Okay, for example, I can give my example that I belong to Haryana, but I am working in Gujarat. Okay, so this is my right, which is given by the constitution, that I can do work in any part of India. Okay, so all the Indian peoples have a right to work in any part of India, no matter that from which state they belongs. They have right to move one state to another place, one state to another state, or one place to another place for work. Okay, so these are the uh, areas in which we have right to freedom. Okay, done beta. Now we have question number 5. Question number 5. What are fundamental duties? What are fundamental duties? So what are fundamental duties? Fundamental duties are defined as the moral obligation. Moral means naitik ichha. Okay, or kartavya. Obligation means duty, which is because it is given in law. Okay, so fundamental duties are defined as the moral obligation of all citizens to help promote a spirit of patriotism. Patriotism means nationalist. Okay, nationalist. Patriotism means nationalist, and to uphold the unity of India. Okay, fundamental duties are defined as the moral obligation of all citizens to help promote a spirit of patriotism and uphold the unity of India. Patriotism means nationalist. Okay, nationalist means Deshbhakt. Okay, so these are our question and answer. We have completed this chapter. In our next video lecture, we will do the worksheet of chapter number 16. Okay, after then our course will complete. Okay everyone, and then we will start revision from chapter number 1. Okay everyone, So what is your homework? You have to complete all the question and answer, okay, in your FNB. How you have to write? Firstly, note down the date and classwork, and from first line note down your chapter number, name, and from second line answer the following question. It will your heading, okay, and then start question 1. And after completion question 1, after completion a question or its answer, you must have to leave one line, okay. So everyone, take care. Goodbye. Have a nice day, beta.